Hello, my dear students, and the rest of the learners. Welcome to part 2 of 11-part series of tutorials on database application using Microsoft Access. In this tutorial, we are going to discuss on database concepts. My name is Meme JM, or you can simply call me Emily Swap. What is database concepts? Or what do we talk about? Or what do we refer to as database concepts? Under database concepts, there are various concepts that we are going to look at. The first one is traditional filing methods. Filing is a method of keeping or arranging records in a certain order for future reference. The 6 characteristics of a good filing system are quick and simple to operate, easily accessible, suitable for correspondence, capable of expansion, organized to hold current papers only, appropriate size. The traditional filing methods are manual and flat files. A flat file is one that holds only one set of data and is not any different from the manual files. For example, performance scans for every student, library books catalog scans, amongst the others. The traditional filing methods can be classified into 1, general alphabetical filing, where a folder contains the name of the correspondence arranged in alphabetical order. The second one is subject filing. In subject filing, letters are arranged under subject headings, and the subjects are then filed in alphabetical order. The third one is geographical filing. In geographical filing, correspondence is classified according to the country, town, amongst others, alphabetically. The fourth one is in numerical filing. In numerical filing, files are arranged numerically. Each correspondence is allocated a number. Index scans are required in order to connect the numbers with the names. The fifth one is called decimal filing. In decimal filing, or decimal filing is a method that is commonly used in decimal division. Where numbers are allotted to the main subject, subsections are indicated by digits following the whole number and a decimal point. The sixth one is called vertical filing. In vertical filing, papers or documents are placed into files, which are arranged vertically upwards. The files are displayed with the title strips or labels on the top edges. The other one, or the other method of filing, is suspension filing. In suspension filing, folders may be suspended vertically from metal runners that have been fitted inside cabinets, drawers, amongst the others. We also have what we call the lateral filing. In lateral filing, files are stored side by side, rather like books on a shelf. Another method of filing is called plant filing. In plant filing, files are stored, or in other words, when we talk about plant filing entails storage of drawings. And therefore, plant filing is a method of storing drawings. The drawings are stored horizontally in flat drawers or vertically in cabinets in upright position. So what are the functions of a database? The 7 main functions of a database that are facilitated by the database management software are: number one, keeps statistics of data items in a database. Number two, ensuring security of data by safeguarding it against unauthorized access and corruption. Number three, it allows the user to add or delete records. Number four, it allows existing records to be updated and modified. Number five, it enables organization of data for easy manipulation. Number six, it acts as an interface between databases and other application programs. Number seven, it facilitates quick retrieval and manipulation of records. Those functions are the same as those of database management systems or DBMS. A database system comprises of four major components, which are: number one, data. Data are the values physically entered in the database. Number two is hardware. These are the devices on which the database resides, control units, and channels. Number three is software. Software are the application programs that allows users to store information in an ordered manner for quick and timely retrieval. Number four are users. Users are the people who work with the databases, and they include application programmers. Application programmers are those people that are responsible for writing application programs that use the database. They also include end users. End users are the people who interact with the database from a terminal. We also have database administrators. Database administrator is the person who is the overall in charge of the system. Let's now look at the types of database models. A database model is a specific method of describing the structure and the processing within a database. Databases can be classified according to the method used to organize data. The four main types of database models are: number one, relational. In relational represents and handles data in form of tables that have relations with related data items being stored together. It is a database that links together logically related data that is stored in several files or tables. It allows data to be represented in a simple row column, or what we call a tabular format. A relationship can be between tables such that a record or records from one table relates to another or other records in another table. The following is an example of how tables are related in a relational database. So we have a table like meals table and a second table called expenditure. These two are related using the ID field. So the ID field links the two. The ID field in meals, like ID field number one, and the ID field in the table called expenditure, which is one. Both of them refer to information that relates to a single entity or a single person. So that's what we call a relationship. Then we have network. In network, or a network has a complex structure resembling the logical relationship existing in the real world of business that is expressed through links. Links are used to express the relationship between different data items, forming a network of items. The relationship between different data items is known as sets. A pointer is used to locate a particular record. It allows many to many relationships. It can be illustrated as follows. So we have records like student names, students' fees, exams, student subjects, and all these are related in various ways. The student names are related to fees. The fees are related to exams. Exams are related to subjects. Subjects are related to student names. Student names are related to exams, etc. So this simply means that the fields in student names are related to those in the fees, are related to those in subjects, in those in exams. Simply put, the information found in student names, in student fees, in student subjects, in student exams, refer to details of the same individuals. So you may have a single student with names in student names, and the fees that that student has paid is stored in fees. While at the same time, this student has also done exams, and therefore we have results for that student in exams. But these scores relate to various subjects that the student is taking, and therefore we have the students or we have the subjects that the student is taking under subjects. So by the look, the information that is contained in all these tables concern the same individuals. The third type is hierarchical. In hierarchical, data items are arranged in the form of an inverted tree structure consisting of the main track with branches where accessing of data items moves from higher to lower levels. To access lower level items, one must first access root component and follow the path to lower level. It is said to have a parent-child relationship. Data located at different levels along a particular branch from the root is called a node. The last node in the series is called the leaf. The following is an example of hierarchical model. So like in this case, we have a database called MLSWAP Secondary School. Under it, we have details for students and staff. So we have tables for students and tables for staff. The details concerning students can be further broken down into various classes, like Form 1, Form 2, Form 3, Form 4. Further, the staff details or information can be further split into two. We have staff who are teachers, and we have staff who are the support staff or the other workers. If we pick Form 3, Form 3 can be broken down in several classes, like Form 3A, 3B, 3C. So that's a hierarchical structure. The fourth type is object-oriented. In this case, records are looked at as objects that are independent and relate with the other objects in the database. It is used with the multimedia database management system, where records are looked at as objects that are independent and relate with the other objects in the database. They contain different types of data, for example, text, graphics, sounds, moving objects. A good example of how it behaves is in human beings, whereby we have both male and female, but each exists with its own specification and behavior. So this is an example of such an illustration. We have human beings who are categorized in male and female. The other concept that we need to learn is database software. What is database software? Now, the database software is normally referred to as the database management system software. DBMS. And database management system software is an application program that allows users to store information in an ordered manner for timely and quick retrieval. All the requests from the users for access to the database are handled by the database management system, abbreviated as DBMS. A database package is a piece of software used to create and manage a computerized database so that specific items of information can be easily and quickly retrieved. Data managers, on the other hand, are types of programs used to manage data and can either be file management software, FMS, or database management systems, DBMS. A file management software is a program that stores, manipulates, and prints data stored in different files. Only one file can be accessed and manipulated at a time. They are suited for less sophisticated types of applications, such as mailing lists, addresses, phone numbers, house budgets, amongst the others. And database management system software, on the other hand, is a program that stores, manipulates, and prints data in a database. In a database, data from more than one file can be accessed at the same time. Because DBMS allows its user to create and access multiple files, it lends itself to more complex applications such as accounting systems, financial management systems, travel agency management systems, medical office management system, and real estate management. The three main limitations or disadvantages of file management systems are, number one, the location and manipulation of data is difficult and time-consuming. Number two, unnecessary duplication of data occurs. Number three, there is poor data readability. Some advantages of DBMS over FMS are, number one, most data entry is done only once. Number two, updates are done only once. Number three, location and manipulation of data is easier. Some examples of data managers are DBMS. These include MS Access, Oracle, Fox Pro, Database 4, Lotus Approach, Paradox, Clipper, SQL Server, DB2, Ingress, FileMaker Pro, Open Access 2. The examples of FMS include PFS, File, and Framework. Let's now look at the features of a database. When you create a database, for example, ABC Hotel Management System using Microsoft Access Program, the following objects window appears. So we have an objects window like this one, and it has several database objects, which are tables, queries, forms, reports, pages, macros, modules. So those are the main database objects that we make use of when we are working with databases. The 7 major features or objects used to manipulate data in a database, therefore, are, number one, tables, also called a file. A table is a collection of related records formed of fields that contain the same type of information for every data item. It is the object in which data is stored. It's organized in rows and columns, whereby each row represents a record and a column represents common fields in each record. This is what we are calling the records. So this is a table, and this table contains several fields. These fields are ID, guest names, type of guest, passport or ID number, and nationality. So under each, we have a full record. For example, record number 1, ID 1, which is for Agnes Kananu Kamau. And the type of guest is local, whose ID number is 213345, and he or she comes from Kenya. We have record number 2, Jamlik Aujin Mortal, is a foreigner with that ID number or passport number and from Canada, etc. So in this case, we have 12 records. We have 12 records for individuals ranging from ID number 1 to ID number 12. And therefore, each record is composed of a set of fields. And some of those fields, or examples of those fields, are guest names, type of guest, passport or ID number, and nationality. The second object is called queries. A query is a tool used to search for or question a database on specific records and returns a result called a data set. It is used to find and retrieve just the data that meets conditions that you specify, including data from multiple tables. The query statements are written using a special language called Structured Query Language, or SQL. The following is a sample result from a query. So this is a sample of a query. And it is called Meal Payment Select Query. It indicates the guest names, the type of guest they are, the ID numbers, where they come from, the day they were served, the meal ID, the name of the meal they got, the amount they paid for that meal, and the type of service charge that was administered. For example, room service charge. The third object is forms. A form is a geographical interface that resembles the ordinary paper forms used to enable the user to view, enter, delete, and update records from the table. It makes the data to be more readable and understandable on screen. The following is a sample form. So this is a sample form from a database that is called ABC Hotel Management System Database. And it indicates a record of one of the guests by the name Agnes Kananu Kamau. The fourth type of object is the reports. Reports provides the user with a means to specify the output layout and what is to be output or printed according to specifications. They organize and group information from the tables or queries and format the data in a way suitable for online viewing or for printing from the database. They make use of a report generator that provides the user with a means to specify the output layout and what is to be output or printed on a report. The following is a sample report generated from MBC Hotel Management System designed by Meme JM. So this is a sample report. This report is for an individual and it indicates the expenditure or the amount that this individual has incurred in this hotel. The name of the hotel is ABC Hotel, and the name of the system or the database is ABC Hotel Management System. So we can see the address of this hotel and the overall expenditure or the bill for this person. The details indicated and ID, guest names, type of guest, passport ID number, nationality, accommodation cost, meal cost, laundry cost, facilities cost, transport cost, and the total expenditure for this person. So this is simply a report that looks like a receipt, or in other words, not a receipt, but a bill. So the bill that this person has incurred is worth 5,960. So that's a report. The other type of object is the macro. Macros is an action or a set of actions used to automate frequently performed procedures or tasks. They are database objects used to execute pre-selected access actions in response to a variety of events, such as mouse clicks, changes in data, forms opening or closing, etc. The following is a sample of a macro. So that's how a macro would look like. This macro is called open main menu form macro, and it is carrying out several actions. It is closing the form, a form, and opening another form. So the form that this macro is handling is the welcome screen form. The other type of object are the modules. Module is a collection of declarations, statements, and procedures stored together as one named unit to automate your database operations. They are Visual Basic Applications, or VBA procedures, written to automate more complex operations that cannot be handled by macros. The seventh type of object is data access pages. It is a web page that has a connection to a database. They are used to make data available on the internet or intranet for interactive reporting, data entry, or data analysis. Let's now look at what we call data organization. The major function of a database system is to organize data for easy access, retrieval, and manipulation. Data is organized from the simplest form to a very complex structure. The following is the order in which data is organized from the simplest form to the complex structure. The lowest one are the characters. Characters is the smallest element in a computer file, which refers to a letter, a number, or a symbol that can be entered, stored, or output by a computer. For example, ME18, period, colon, and etc. The second is fields. This is a single character or a collection of characters that represents a single piece of data. It's a character or logical combination of characters that represent a data item. It is a column of similar information or groups of vertically arranged data that contain similar information of the same data type. Examples are first name. So first name, for example, Meme, is composed of several characters. Second name, Julius. So first name is a field. Second name is a field. The third is called records. A record or records is a group of related data about one item that we can treat as a single group. It is a collection of related fields that represent a single entity. For example, if you have details like name and Julius, PO Box 10, code 60607, Meru, then that is a record. So this record is composed of several fields. The first field is first name, Meme. The second one is second name, Julius. Then the third one is Andres, PO Box 10 60607. Then we have Seti, which is Meru. So those are fields. And because those fields contain related information, they form a record. So those fields are said to be related because they contain information about a single subject or a single entity. And in this case, the entity is the details of an individual called Meme. Then the fourth is files or tables. A file or a table is a collection of related records. It is a large organized data structure that contains related data such as records. It is a basic unit of a database, and it contains data on a specific topic or subject. The fifth one is database. Database is a collection of all related files or tables. The sixth one is a data bank. A data bank is a collection of data, usually for several users, available in an organization. It is a collection of databases that are active and inactive files held in a storage medium. Lastly, let's define a data dictionary. A data dictionary is a store of information that describes and specifies the characters of each piece of data in a system. It is another name, or its other name is electronic glossary. And with that, we have come to the end of part 2 of the series. You can continue to part 3 of 11, in which I am going to discuss on designing a database. Congratulations for learning part 2 of 11 on database concepts in database application series. You can access the rest of the tutorials in this series, as well as other computer or ICT videos by clicking or tapping on Emily Swap ICT YouTube channel below this video. You can also visit Emily Swap Life Skills YouTube channel for free life skills, motivational, and inspirational resources. To subscribe to the channel, tap on subscribe button below this video in YouTube if it's not currently reading as subscribed. For any further correspondence, kindly write it to us through the email emilyswap@gmail.com. Thank you very much for listening to me. Let's meet in part 3 of this series, and God bless.